Greetings and salutations, exiles. So in this video, we're going to be going over the patch notes for the Debauchery of Derketo pack that is now available at the DLC store. And I just kind of want to share some, my channel is really always about perspective and really kind of shape your understanding of the current state of the game. And it's my own personal opinion. I don't really represent any organization or anybody, and I don't monetize a channel, nor will I ever plan to monetize a channel. And just kind of a little backstory: the reason why I put this content up there is because I'm trying to drive change. I'm trying to get Funcom and the developers to recognize some of their shortcomings and ultimately fix what's broken. And I've been very, very active on the forums, and I'll post some of the issues that I have, like the torch rework that needs to take place. I recently did a video why pets suck, and that video has actually done fairly well. It's up to like 500 views. But um, so I'm going to give an analogy here. The analogy is you know how when you're at a Christmas party or you're at some kind of social event and you got your best uniform on, or your best outfit, your best Halloween costume, and you're proud of yourself. You're like, yeah, I'm the shit. And then you eat the nachos, and then you realize you got a little bit of bubble gut, and then so you have to make that emergency bathroom visit. And then you walk around the party. You go back, and you're feeling okay, and you walk around the party. And then like an hour goes by, and you realize that you have toilet paper stuck to the bottom of your shoe, and everybody realized it but you. That's kind of what this DLC is. This is just a hodgepodge of everything that they had left in their inventory. All the little side projects. They just, like, oh, what do you have left on your? Oh, I have an outfit. Well, what do you have, Bob? Well, I got some, a desk. Okay, what do you got, Jeff? Well, I got a couple of barrels we can use. Okay, Tim, what do you got? Well, uh, that's not really available for public use. Okay. Well, what about you, Sarah? And that's what this DLC is. All the leftover garbage that they had on their desktop that they culminated into a folder, and they're calling it RP, role playing perk, role playing pack, and it's another continuation or another. Um, there's only one aspect in this DLC that is that improves gameplay, or that brings something new and innovative to and that are the building pieces. Some of these building pieces, most of them are reskins, the bridges and the drawbridges, but there are some, I believe it is five-sided, so pentagon, five-sided pieces that are actually pretty profound on how it expands your capability of what you can do in the game. I would like to see those incorporated into some of the sandstone and the other elements, and the reinforced building pieces and the sandstone. But nonetheless, I do like the aspect, and that is, out of this entire DLC, that is the only piece of content that is innovative. The rest of this stuff is leftover RP stuff. And the sad thing is that it doesn't drive innovation. And I've chimed in on Fridays when they announce this stuff. I chime into the YouTube stream, and I'm very vocal on on what needs to take place, because the unfortunately the game is dying. The community is chiming in, and they're scrounging together whatever content they can come up with to meet their required obligation of a season pass. They're like, okay, well, we have to fulfill a season pass. Let's see if let's see if this will fly as a season pass. And so I'm generally disappointed in the content. Like the jewelry that doesn't fix the exploitation that takes place in the game. The war paint, There are existing systems like when you loot your war paint from the Black Galleon war paint from the Black Galleon, that stuff should have stats instead of it being, they need the war paint needs to be repolished. They just keep coming out with current animations, but they don't refine existing systems that actually improve gameplay. And it's to be honest, at this point, it's kind of lazy, and I have stepped away. And I do not mean to be. I know the reason why we all play Conan is because we love it, and I wouldn't have 1,500 hours into it if I didn't care about the project. But this DLC is just hot garbage, hot garbage. And what's funny is they pushed the DLC and they managed in the meantime to break the game to where your relic hunters would somehow have 100 hit points, and that would allow players to further kill your thralls and take the armor off of them. They had something similar to that during the last Halloween event that just turned out to be a disaster. And there needs to be a quality. They need to have more of an interactive in the community, and they need to ask the community for help when it comes to beta testing, and make it more mainstream. Vocalize the beta testing more, or the live server testing when they're on their streams. A lot of this stuff is managed very poorly, at least from the outsider point of view. And I realize that they probably have internal stresses, but um, uh, I don't I don't feel I've been playing Destiny 2, and many of you will not like this update. I mean, my commentary on this update, but it needs to be said, and people need to be aware of it. And it's one of those things. Is Funcom is the cool kid with toilet paper on the bottom of his shoe at this point, or the development team, and I have a feeling that their next game, Dune, is a asset flip. Is what I'm thinking it is. I bet you they're using the Unreal Engine 4 and all the assets from the Conan experience, and they're doing an asset flip, and they're going to ultimately, because they lack the foresight and the management, they're going to realize they're going to have the same burnout issue that they're going to have with the Conan Exiles. And instead of reworking the using Conan and putting serious development into it and making it a quality product, like that torch rework, like the pet rework, um, then and implementing those systems in Dune, they're just going to have a busted ass game called Dune with this exact same problems, with the exact same problem with DDoSing and exploits. Um, and a lot of these problems come to light on the PvP realms. And when you switch from a PvP server onto a PvE server, then you realize where the deficiencies are. You realize that the god system and the shrines are very lackluster, and you're actually missing out on a complete third of the functionality of the shrines, and they need to be reworked to kind of uh, be better engineered for the player experience. And I've made, I got nearly 500 videos. Look into the playlist. I got 100 wish list videos on what needs to be fixed in the game. Some of them are okay, but some of them are. There's at least 15 videos in there that are sound. The inventory management rework, the torch rework, the pet rework are all phenomenal videos. And it's been something that's been kind of um, developed, and the idea and how to rework it has been in a kind of year in the process. And so that's why I documented it, because I was doing it on the forums. They didn't like what I had to say, and they'd block my forum post. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to update a couple of those videos based on my understanding as the year has gone on. I'm going to repost them to the forums, and I would like the community, my 131 amazing subscribers, to go to the forums. I have carry the same name, Broken Vein, and chime in on those forums about how you feel. You don't have to have the same opinion that I have. That's the beauty about free speech, is you have your own opinion based off your experiences and your playtime. And but the louder the voice, the more it's known that there are issues, and that they need to be addressed. Because without those issues being played, I just don't have any desire to play Conan anymore. And I'm not impressed with the direction of the development and the content that they're pushing out. But as always, be critical of your content, be critical of what you do, and thank you for watching.